a great pleasure on behalf of all of us in India to extend a very warm welcome to you, Excellency, on behalf of all the people of India. And I'm sure your visit today, the first by a head of state from Zambia after 16 years, will be a great beginning to another new phase of extended and very warm relations between the two countries, and will take our business economic ties also to the next level of development. India and Zambia have a very long association, goes back decades and decades. We have both been time-tested friends of each other. Our relationship continues to be driven by mutual respect and is certainly based on a spirit of partnership for mutual benefit of the people of both countries. We very much desire to be a part of the development of the economy in Zambia, of the infrastructure in Zambia, of the business in Zambia. And we invite Zambian businesses also to work in India, to prosper in India. And I think it is through such collaborative efforts that we can see greater and greater opportunities for businesses on both sides of the from both continents. I think this increased engagement between India and Zambia, full of vitality, full of hope, full of opportunities, will expand our commercial ties. And this appetite and the energy that I saw amongst businesses in both sides will certainly show the seriousness of both countries in expanding our economic engagement with each other. In fact, this is a rare event also because CII, FICCI and ASSOCHAM, all three of our associations are all present here, demonstrating the seriousness that we give to the Indo-Zambian business relationship. And as Henry Ford had once said, coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. And I believe working together with you, sir, working together with businesses both from Zambia and India will certainly take our relation both at the political level and the economic level to greater heights. The visit of our Honorable President Ramnath Kovindji last year to Zambia was a very successful visit. We saw a number of MOUs and agreements being signed during that visit, and those became the base for further investment and growing economic ties between the two countries. Today we have certain synergies, particularly when it comes to a youthful population in both countries, connecting our startups, connecting the skilled people in both countries, connecting technology and new ideas. And I'm sure this new engagement, the spirit of partnership and bonhomie that we have witnessed in your engagement, sir, today with Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, and the number of MOUs, the 6 MOUs that have been signed today, and the joint press meet and the comments made by both sides will be certainly a great message to businesses from both countries, will strengthen our defense ties, will strengthen the Air Force military training that is proposed under the MOUs. The MOU on geology and mineral reserves will certainly encourage businesses from both sides. The MOU between the Election Commission of India and the Zambian government will strengthen and deepen democracy, and the MOU on arts and culture will take our ties to the next level. We are very much committed to Zambian development and progress, and I believe a number of new initiatives that India will provide to promote agriculture, to promote businesses between the two countries that have been finalized today, including the tele-education and telemedicine program, will certainly be a forerunner to a lot more to come going forward. The trade between the two countries is still quite modest, and I think demonstrates huge potential in the years going forward. And I do hope both sides and the businesses of both sides will work together And on our side, I assure the Honorable Commerce Minister from Zambia that our Ministry of Commerce will be very, very happy to engage, have increased discussions with your teams to see what are the opportunities by which both sides can expand trade. And this sub-billion-dollar trade that we have today should really look for a quantum jump in the days and years to come going forward. We have about nearly a $5 billion investment from companies of Indian origin. And I do believe that if we work together in the same spirit of cooperation in a predictable and stable business environment, we can increase and expand this investment between two countries also going forward. As any of our business persons will agree, the three main catalysts to promote trade and investment are an appropriate business environment, stable and predictable economic policy, connectivity, and continued business-to-business engagement. And I think, Excellency, your visit today to New Delhi, to India, will be the beginning of this new and enthusiastic engagement between the business on both sides, tapping the vast consumer markets on both sides and the skill sets of a youthful population, which opens up enormous opportunities both for India and Zambia in agriculture and agro-food processing, infrastructure, including railways, as we discussed earlier in the day, ICT, mining, automobiles, tourism, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and a host of other business opportunities that I'm sure our businessmen will take forward in the future. I'd like to thank the government of Zambia for opening their doors to Indian entrepreneurs who have sought business opportunities in Zambia, and I am confident the Zambian government will also continue to encourage Indian business in the same way that you have demonstrated with your engagement with President Kovind last year and with Prime Minister Modi today. I can assure you, Excellency, we are committed to work with you in this shared endeavor for a more prosperous future for the people of both countries in Zambia and India. I wish you a very pleasant stay in India, and I wish you a safe journey back home as you proceed to work for a better future for the people of Zambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Piyush ji, for your inspirational words. I can only give cue to my industry friends here. There are huge opportunities in Zambia. Please take advantage of that. And I can only tell you, I mean, from my own experience, that you will not only be welcomed, but also greatly supported by the government of Zambia. May I now invite Honorable Christopher Yaloma, Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Republic of Zambia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I think why you are here, because you are interested in coming into Zambia. So if we're talking about Zambia, when I say good afternoon, it should be a jovial uprising, with all the words. But listen, I think before I say much, let me first recognize the people around here, then I'll talk a little bit on what has been said here. Your Excellency, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry from the Government of India, the Foreign Minister from the Republic of India, and the Foreign Minister from the Republic of Zambia, senior government officials from both the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of India, representatives from the private sectors from both the Republic of Zambia and the Republic of India. And I'd like to thank FIC as well as CII and ASOCHAM for facilitating this event. Distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to comment on what Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal from the Minister of Commerce has just said about the investment opportunities in Zambia as being huge. Yes, it is huge, but beyond that. If I can follow what all the private, associations for the industry, FIC, CII, and FIC, they are all just talking about encouraging new people to come and invest in Zambia. Investment in Zambia is a big, big opportunity. What I would advise you, you won't be the first people, but some few companies are already existing in Zambia, and they will testify to that. You will be in Zambia, put your money in Zambia. You shouldn't be worried of what happens tomorrow, because your monies will be protected heavily. Will be ring-fenced, your investment will be protected, and you'll be here in Delhi or in Mumbai or in Calcutta just enjoying, sleeping peacefully without any concern. Because Zambia is very, very peaceful. I think my president would attest to this. We only get into power through a ballot. That's how peaceful it is. There isn't anything like tomorrow we don't know, somebody will come with a gun into somebody's head and do whatever. So it is very, very peaceful, and I can assure you, when you come into Zambia, we'll protect your investment. Coming back to the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I wish to begin by profoundly thanking you, Your Excellency, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia, for finding time from your busy schedule to come and grace the Zambia-India Business Forum. This gesture indeed confirms Your Excellency commitment to furthering business ties between our two countries, Zambia and India. Your Excellency, as Minister responsible for Commerce, Trade and Industry in Zambia, I wish from the outset to confirm and assure the Indian business community, especially those who are still considering to come and invest in Zambia, that our country is open for business and stands ready to welcome your investment. Your Excellency, Captains of Industry, in Zambia, we launched our 7th National Development Plan last year, which is a 5-year blueprint of how we want to accelerate the creation of a very well diversified and resilient economy and set ourselves on a path towards sustainable industrialization. In the same year, we launched our National Industrial Policy, which provides policy direction towards inclusive and sustainable industrialization. To achieve this, ladies and gentlemen, our aspiration espoused in both the 7th National Development Plan and our National Industrial Policy, private sector growth is our key driver. Our desire is to diversify and grow sectors such as agriculture, agro-processing, and manufacturing into a robust industries based on our abundant resources. We have been a mining country for over a century now. Our aim is to diversify by investing in value-adding ventures that will export manufactured goods from our natural resources wealth. India, ladies and gentlemen, has a very well-developed health sector, and therefore we would like to tap into the expertise as well seek to invest in cutting-edge technology and training our people. We further aim at diversifying our tourism sector by not only attracting tourist arrivals, but also to invest in world-class hotels and conventional facilities. To facilitate this all, we are investing heavily in infrastructure projects such as roads, railway systems, and airports. We have also opened up our energy sector in order for us to attract credible investment in the creation of a sustainable energy mix that goes not just on our hydro capacity, but also harness solar, wind, and geothermal potentials. These, Your Excellency, are opportunities in which I believe our business, people from both our countries can explore and create partnership that will result in mutual benefit for all. Your Excellencies, India has done very, very well in developing the entrepreneurial spirit of its people. The government of India has created support systems that allow people in urban and rural areas to exploit their ingenuity to full potential. The results has been that micro and small enterprises, startups, are supported through affordable finance, skills development, and linked into medium and large firm value chains. We want to learn from India as we strive to enhance enterprise development in Zambia. I believe best ways to learn, Your Excellencies, is to allow businesses at different levels to establish relationships that will lead to knowledge and technology transfer. Further, I would like to see our investment promotion agencies forge a strong collaborative relationship so that investment and trade facilitation can be fast-tracked. As I conclude, allow me to remind the business communities from Zambia and India, but more for the Indian investor community, that Zambia is party to the landmark trade agreement that African countries recently signed in, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which came into effect in May 2019. This agreement commits African countries to remove tariffs on 90% of the goods, progressively liberalize trade in services, and address a host of other non-tariff barriers with a view to facilitating seamless intra-Africa trade. This agreement has effectively created a single African market over 1 billion consumers with a total GDP of over $3 trillion US dollars. When fully implemented, this will make Africa the largest free trade area in the world. What this means, Your Excellencies, is that anyone who invests in Zambia, the target market for their product is not just the 16 million consumer population, but the entire African continent, starting with SADC, COMESA, and tripartite regional markets. With these few remarks, Your Excellencies, I wish to encourage Indian business community that the doors of the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry in Zambia are very wide open to listen and facilitate investment and trade between our two countries. Yes, indeed, I also concur with the Minister of Commerce from India that we must move forward and at the fast pace to ensure that we start talking and see how we collaborate in ensuring that we make investment and ventures for both Indians and Zambians a little bit viable. With these few words, again, it's my honor and privilege, as always, to call upon His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, to come and give a keynote speech. I call upon you, Excellency.
Good afternoon. I'm glad you are standing. Can you stand up, just shake yourselves a bit? You know why I'm saying so? I saw one or two of you sleep. Not because the speech was boring, but because you are too full or too hungry. So I promise you I'll be very brief. Just shake yourself up and then sit down. Be seated, please. Thank you. His Excellency Mr. Piyush Goyal, Minister of Commerce and Industry of the Republic of India, Cabinet Minister, especially Minister of Commerce and Trade from the Republic of Zambia, Honorable Christopher Yaluma, and those of your colleagues accompanying you. May I say Cabinet Ministers from both the Republic of India and the Republic of Zambia, senior government officials from both the Republic of India and the Republic of Zambia, representatives of the private sector from both the Republic of India and the Republic of Zambia, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to begin by thanking the government and people of the Republic of India for the warm welcome and hospitality accorded to me and my delegation since our arrival here in New Delhi. Allow me to also thank the business community here in India for partnering with the Zambian business community in organizing this very important India-Zambia Business Forum. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it is pleasing to know that this business forum is being held just a year after the one which was held in Lusaka, Zambia. This is a good indicator that our respective business communities have continued to engage each other, thus contributing to the warm and cordial bilateral relations between Zambia and India. We now look forward to leverage on this relationship by creating new businesses and employment for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, historically, Zambia and India have enjoyed cordial bilateral relations since the 1960s. We have witnessed high-level exchange visits between the two countries, scholarship programs and medical programs, among others. You may wish to note that Zambia and India are one, as evidenced by a good number of Zambians of Indian origin present in Zambia. Some even speak in my mother tongue better than me. Third, fourth generation Zambians of Indian origin. They are also able to communicate easily in most of our local languages, and this is how deep our relationship is back home in Zambia between Zambians and Indians. These relations have now culminated into a strong economic engagement, as evidenced by the significant amount of foreign direct investment from India into Zambia, which now stands at $5 billion United States dollars. Notable Indian companies present in Zambia include Taj Pamods Hotel, Bat Airtel, Nava Bharat, and Indo-Zambia Bank, among others. These companies have created jobs and skills and brought socio-economic value for the local communities in Zambia. Your Excellency, Zambia has taken keen interest in your programs such as Make in Zambia, Skill India, Startup India, and Digital India. Furthermore, Zambia has followed with interest how your small and medium enterprises thrive alongside large companies, creating jobs and ensuring wealth distribution. From our side, we have embarked on programs such as Proudly Zambia campaign, business linkage programs, and the value chain development program, among others, which we hope will help us in attaining our goal of enhancing value addition and entrepreneurship development. We are committed, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, to learn from you on how well we can strengthen and enhance our small and medium enterprise and participation in the economy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the government of the Republic of Zambia has continued to pursue the implementation of the private sector development initiatives. We are committed to developing policies that respond to the needs of industry so that we facilitate for a robust private sector-led industrialization growth. We know that the key drivers to attracting investment include political stability, abundance of attractive investment opportunities, appropriate legal and regulatory framework, good corporate governance, and availability of transport and communication infrastructure. In addition to creating the favorable business environment and investment climate, my government has prioritized infrastructure development as a key strategy for attracting foreign direct investment and stimulating local investments. The main thrust under infrastructure development has been road construction and rehabilitation, expansion and construction of hydropower stations, rehabilitation of railway lines, construction and modernization of airports and information and communication technology. We are doing everything possible to ensure that we facilitate investment and for business to thrive. We believe infrastructure development is the foundation for any meaningful economic development. Distinguished guests, Captain of Industries, I want to share with you, all present here at this Indo-Zambia Business Forum, that Zambia is very ready to do business with our would-be partners from India. Zambia has now become an investment destination of choice, and I invite you all to come to Zambia and explore these investment opportunities. Some of them are in areas of mining, agriculture, energy, tourism, construction, information and communication technology, and manufacturing. I'm aware that India has become one of the giants in most of these areas I have mentioned. So you are welcome to Zambia. At this business forum, I've come with my ministers, the Minister of Mines, the Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, and indeed the Minister in the Office of the President, and the Minister in the Office of the Vice President, and many others, including the Zambia Development Agency and the business community, who will provide professional and technical information necessary for you to make informed decisions to invest in Zambia. And I say this because there are details which you may want to interrogate, and I think these will be here today and tomorrow, and you can visit them immediately after this gathering or during this gathering so that you can have your many questions answered. The Zambia Development Agency, commonly known as ZDA, in some cases in Zambia has been referred to as a political party because of the acronym ZDA. But the truth is that they are a government agency charged with the responsibility of bringing development to Zambia in the various sectors of our economy. And the head of that institution is here with me today. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I can only wish you all present here an opportunity to visit Zambia, for those of you who have never been, and explore trade and investment opportunities available there. And the proof of the pudding is in eating. When you come to Zambia, you will realize that what we are saying is indeed the truth. May I also call upon all the business community to continue working together and strengthen the already existing trade and investment bonds between the two countries. I can only wish you, colleagues, the people attending the forum, Zambia, India, or India-Zambia, we have the Indo-Zambia Bank in Zambia. So this is supposed to be India-Zambia Business Forum. Yeah, that's the way to go. India-Zambia Business Forum. I can only wish you a fruitful deliberation and success. I wish to thank you all, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, it's delightful to be here to announce two memorandums of understanding which have been signed earlier today. They will be exchanged in the presence of our dignitaries. The first one is between IDC and Sanju Dyeing and Printing Private Limited. This was signed with the intention to establish a modern, competitive and efficient textile company capable of processing local cotton lint to produce garments and byproducts. May I invite Mr. Matteo Kaluba, CEO IDC, and Sanju and Mr. Rahul Agarwal, Director, Sanju Dyeing and Printing Private Limited, to please come forward and exchange the MOU in front of the dignitaries, in front of the, right there, stay there. Yeah, sorry. The two of them. Okay. And the next one is is a partnership between, again, IDC and Ashok Leyland. This was done with the intention to establish a long-term commercial and industrial partnership to implement a truck and bus assembly plant to bring Zambian automobile and mechanization to international standards and strengthen relations between India and Zambian people. For this, again, may I invite Mr. Mantia Kaluba, CEO IDC, and Mr. Narsimha G. Hegde, Vice President Corporate Affairs, Ashok Leyland, to kindly come and exchange the MOUs. And before we close the session, to give the vote of thanks, may I invite Mr. Rakesh Bharti Mittal, immediate past President CII and Vice Chairman Bharti Enterprises, to kindly give his remarks.
We are at the end of today's business session. First of all, let me thank His Excellency and Minister Yaluma for your reassurance